Welcome back to Narrations. This isn't a fairy tale. This is a story about modern love, the kind shaped by texts left unanswered, calls not returned, excuses we believe, and truths we avoid. He's Just Not That Into You is about people trying to read signs instead of listening to clarity, and learning, sometimes painfully, what it means to be chosen. Baltimore feels full. Restaurants are busy. Bars are loud. Offices buzz with emails and phone calls. Everyone is connected, reachable, constantly talking, and yet so many people feel unsure of where they stand. Gigi lives inside that uncertainty. She is optimistic in a way that borders on exhausting, not because she's naive, but because she genuinely believes people mean well. When a man smiles at her, she sees possibility. When a date ends politely, she assumes interest. When a call doesn't come, she looks for reasons instead of answers. After a date with a man named Connor, Gigi waits. She replays the evening in her head, the laughter, the conversation, the way he said goodbye. She tells herself he's busy. That he didn't want to seem eager. That maybe he lost her number. Every excuse feels reasonable when hope is involved. Days pass. The phone stays silent. Gigi runs into Alex, Connor's friend, at a bar. She explains everything quickly, nervously, confident there must be an explanation she hasn't considered yet. Alex listens without softening his reaction. He tells her the truth. If a guy wants to see you again, he'll call. If he doesn't, it's not because of bad timing, it's because he's not interested. Gigi laughs, embarrassed. She pushes back. Life can't be that simple, she insists. Alex shrugs. For him, it is. Alex works at the bar and watches dating behavior nightly. He's seen enough patterns to trust them. He believes love isn't subtle, it's obvious. He avoids emotional messiness by keeping things casual, predictable, detached. Gigi keeps coming back. Not for drinks, for answers. Each time she brings a new story, a new man, a new situation she's trying to decode. And each time, Alex gently dismantles her interpretations, explaining how effort works, how interest looks, how confusion is usually the answer. Gigi listens, but not fully. Meanwhile, Beth and Neil are living a quieter conflict. They've been together for years. They love each other. They share routines, jokes, a home, and a deep sense of comfort. On the surface, their relationship looks solid. But Beth wants marriage. Not a wedding. Not attention. Just the promise. Neil doesn't. He insists commitment doesn't require a legal label. Beth insists marriage matters to her. Their conversations are calm, rational, and unresolved, the kind that repeat themselves until they wear you down. Beth tries to convince herself she can let it go. Neil tries to believe it won't become a deal breaker. Neither is being dishonest, but neither is being brave enough to face the truth yet. Janine's life looks perfect. She is successful, organized, efficient, and respected. She manages real estate deals the way she manages her marriage, carefully, precisely, with attention to detail. Her husband Ben seems supportive, loving, present. But Janine senses something shifting. Small things. Late nights. Distraction. A distance she can't quite name but feels deeply. She tells herself she's imagining it. She trusts facts more than feelings, and facts haven't betrayed her yet. Ben, meanwhile, is drifting. At the gym, he meets Anna. Anna is confident, direct, and refreshingly honest. She doesn't pretend to want more than she does. She doesn't hide her attraction. Ben feels seen by her in a way he hasn't in a long time. Their connection becomes physical, an escape rather than a solution. Ben tells himself it doesn't mean anything. That it's temporary. That he can control it. Anna doesn't ask questions. She knows exactly what this is, until she doesn't. Then there's Mary. Mary is smart, successful, and perpetually single. Her romantic life exists mostly online, emails, messages, chats that stretch late into the night. She's learned how to build intimacy through words. She connects with a man named Connor online, charming, attentive, emotionally available in text form. Their conversations feel deep, personal, meaningful. Mary convinces herself this is enough, that this counts. She doesn't question why they haven't met. Back at the bar, Alex continues to challenge Gigi's thinking, explaining that if someone wants to see you, they make time. That interest isn't hidden in confusion. And slowly, something unexpected happens. Alex starts to care. He notices how much Gigi wants to believe, how hard she tries, how willing she is to give people the benefit of the doubt. And something about that cracks his armor. Gigi, meanwhile, begins to feel tired. Tired of guessing. Tired of waiting. Tired of hoping people will suddenly choose her. Around them, every relationship is hovering at the edge of truth, close to breaking, close to clarity, close to change. But no one has crossed that line yet. Eventually, patterns stop feeling coincidental. They start to feel personal. Janine is the first to truly face it. She's always trusted structure, calendars, schedules, numbers, proof. Feelings, to her, are unreliable things. So when the sense of distance with Ben grows stronger, she pushes it down, choosing logic over intuition. Until logic fails her. She finds the evidence quietly: phone records, unexplained calls, late nights that no longer have believable explanations. There's no dramatic reveal, no single explosive moment. Just a slow, devastating realization that her marriage hasn't been as solid as she believed. When Janine confronts Ben, she doesn't scream. She asks questions. Direct ones. Ben breaks. He admits to the affair with Anna, how it started, how it spiraled, how he convinced himself it didn't mean anything because he never intended to leave. The confession hits Janine harder than anger ever could. She realizes that being loved didn't protect her from being overlooked. Her pain isn't just about betrayal, it's about invisibility. Anna, meanwhile, is forced to face her own truth. She knew Ben was married. She accepted the rules because they made things simple. No expectations. No future. Just desire and honesty, or so she thought. But simplicity has a way of turning into self-deception. When Ben admits he won't leave his wife, something inside Anna hardens. She doesn't beg. She doesn't bargain. She simply walks away, wounded, yes, but unwilling to stay where she's not chosen. Beth reaches her breaking point quietly. She sits across from Neil one evening, listening to him explain, again, why marriage doesn't matter, why their relationship should be enough as it is. And for the first time, Beth doesn't argue back. She realizes something important. Wanting marriage doesn't make her demanding. It makes her honest. Beth understands that waiting for Neil to want the same future is costing her time and self-respect. When she tells him she's leaving, it isn't dramatic. It's steady. Certain. Heartbreaking in its calm clarity. Neil is stunned. For the first time, he understands that refusing to choose is still a choice, and that he's just made one he can't undo easily. Mary's illusion collapses all at once. After months of deep online connection, she finally discovers the truth. The man she's been emotionally invested in is married. The intimacy she thought was real was contained, controlled, and never meant to step into real life. The realization is humiliating and freeing. Mary sees clearly now how easy it is to confuse attention with availability, and how dangerous it is to fall in love with someone who never shows up fully. At the bar, Gigi reaches the end of her patience. Another date. Another explanation. Another silence she tries to decode. She confronts Alex, angry, embarrassed, exhausted by how often she's believed people who didn't choose her. Alex listens. And for once, he doesn't explain. He realizes he's been hiding behind logic, using clarity as a shield to avoid vulnerability. It's easier to point out patterns in others than to risk being one yourself. So Alex changes. He shows up. He calls when he says he will. He plans a real date. He makes his intentions obvious, not through speeches, but through consistency. Gigi notices immediately. There's no guessing this time. No decoding. No wondering where she stands. And the simplicity of it almost overwhelms her. She finally experiences what Alex had been trying to explain all along. Being chosen feels calm. Beth and Neil find their way back to each other, not through persuasion, but through alignment. Neil realizes that losing Beth isn't theoretical anymore. He understands what commitment means when it's no longer optional. This time, when he chooses her, it's deliberate. Janine begins rebuilding herself slowly. She doesn't rush forgiveness. She doesn't pretend things are fixed. She focuses on reclaiming her sense of worth, recognizing that being strong doesn't mean ignoring pain. Each story resolves differently. Not everyone ends up together. Not everyone gets what they wanted. But everyone gets clarity. And clarity, finally, feels better than hope built on confusion. He's just not that into you isn't about rejection, it's about recognition. It reminds us that love doesn't hide in mixed signals or excuses. It shows up clearly, consistently, and without confusion. And when it doesn't, the bravest thing we can do is stop waiting and choose ourselves. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this narration, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next story.